Hi there, and thank you for joining me in today's yin practice. Today, our sequence will be focused around supporting eating disorder recovery. It's also good for general nourishment and empathy. So please gather up your supplies. You might want a blanket or a pillow, perhaps a couple. If you have yoga blocks or something firm, grab those also. Otherwise, we'll make do with other supplies. If you do have your yoga mat, set them up like I am. So one at the back of your space at the highest level, and the other one like a T shape at the medium level. If not, you can roll up your blanket and allow it to support your spine in a similar way. Now recline onto your blocks. The lowest one will support between your shoulder blades, and the higher one will support your head. You can extend your legs long in front of you, or take a butterfly variation by bringing your feet together and your knees out wide, like I have. So take a moment to get set up and then to settle in. I shared my intention for practice. If you have any of your own, take a moment to bring that to your mind. And let's seal that in with an inhale breath. And an open mouth exhale. Moving into some pranayama, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold again. Again, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, retain. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, suspend. Continue with this pattern for just a little longer. Take a cleansing breath in, and back out. Begin to release. Lift your knees back up, and then support yourself as you roll over to your left or your right side into the fetal position. Take a moment here to observe any sensations from releasing out of this shape. And then gently begin to lift yourself up into a seat. You can set your props off to the side. You might scoot to face the long edge of your mat, and then bring your feet out wide into a straddle V shape. You might sit your hips up on your blanket to allow for an easier forward fold. Now inhale, soften your knees. And exhale, straddle, stretch, begin to round forward. You can rest your hands or your elbows down onto the ground. You can also bring your blocks, a blanket or a pillow underneath for a little support. They can support your forearms or your forehead or both. So take a moment to find your level of support. And then relax in. Soften your jaw and your shoulders. And for each of the following shapes, we'll take a little time to find variation of the shape that gives us a little stretch, but not too much discomfort. We'll use our props to help with this. And then we'll sit in our shapes for time to allow our bodies to unfold naturally. After a certain amount of time, we'll gently release out. Notice the sensation, and then take a little movement to reset. Your main job of this practice is to relax and to breathe. Take 5 more rounds of breath here. And use your next inhale to gently lift back up into a seat. Once you're there, bring your hands underneath your knees. Bring your legs together, bend your knees, and then plant your hands slightly behind you, lean back a little bit. And notice the sensation. Then you might lift your heart, tilt your head back. Maybe swing your knees side to side. Once you feel released, please make sure that your props are available. Bring your blanket to the middle right side of your mat and make your way onto your stomach. We'll meet in crocodile pose. Stack one forearm on top of the other. Use them as a pillow for your forehead. And then if your lower back feels a little stiff here, you might bend your knees, windshield wiper feet side to side. Feel free to relax your feet back down to the ground once you feel released. Take a breath in. And exhale, half frog, bend your right knee and bring it to meet your blanket. So the blanket will support your right knee and your shin. The arch part of your foot relaxes towards the earth. Feel free to gaze in the direction of your bent right knee. And then relax here, soften in. Take 5 more rounds of breath. And then gently release, bring your right leg back to meet your left. Notice the sensation, and then feel free to bend your knees and rainbow your feet side to side again. Once you feel released, relax your legs down. Move your blanket to the left side of your mat. Take a breath in. And exhale, half frog, bend your left knee. And again, bring left knee and shin onto your blanket. Take a moment to find your shape. And then relax here. Take 5 more rounds of breath. When you're complete, gently release. Bring your left foot back to meet your right. And again, feel free to bend your knees and sway your feet from side to side. Relax your legs once you feel released. Inhale, Sphinx pose. Lift up, bring your elbows underneath your shoulders and your forearms straight in front of you. If your lower back feels a little stiff here, you might bring your feet out a little wider. You can let your head hang heavy here, or bring a block or a few blankets in front of you, stacked high enough to offer some support for your forehead. Relax your shoulders back down towards your hips. Soften your jaw. And this will be a slightly shorter hold. For our last several rounds of breath, you can stay here or lift up into seal pose by bringing your hands to the top corners of your mat and extending your arms long. Relax your neck. One more inhale, and exhale, release back down. Relax your arms long behind you, bring your favorite ear down to the mat. And once more, bend your knees, sway your feet from side to side. And relax your legs long once you feel released. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press up and back into child's pose. Bring your feet together, your knees about to the width of your mat. Relax your hips back down towards your heels and stretch your arms long in front of you. Soften your jaw and breathe deeply here. Use your next inhale breath to lift up to tabletop. Now take a breath in. And exhale, dragon. Step your right foot to the outer right edge of your mat. Tuck your left toes under, scoot your left knee back just a touch. And then stay lifted on your hands, perhaps hands on your blocks. If this feels like enough stretch, you can stay right here. Or if you'd like to lower into your lower dragon, you can drop forearms down onto your blocks at any level, onto your blankets or your pillow, or directly down onto your mat. We'll be here for a few minutes, so make sure you come to a place you can sustain over time. And if you start to feel a lot of sensation, you might try some open mouth exhales to release some of that intensity. Scan your body. Is there anywhere you can soften here? Now lift back up to your hands and release back into your tabletop shape gently. Once you're there, you might extend your right leg long and take a calf stretch. Might feel good to move through some cats and cows. Begin to make your way back to tabletop shape. Inhale. And exhale, dragon pose. Bring your left foot to the top left side of your mat. You might scoot your right knee back a little bit. Take a moment to stay lifted on hands or blocks. Stay. Or if you'd like, drop down to forearms on your props or forearms directly onto your mat. Take a moment to relax your muscles and breathe here. Has anything shifted in your time here so far? Is it appropriate to make any changes? Now gently lift back up to your hands and make your way back into your tabletop shape. Again, you might extend your left leg long, give your calf a stretch. And then maybe flow through some cats and cows or other organic movements here. Begin to make your way back into your neutral spine tabletop. And then swing your legs in front of you. And roll onto your back, taking any props that you might like for Shavasana. We'll meet in folded position with our knees hugged into our chest. You have a little time for some free movement here. Now keep your knees hugged in, but reach your arms to a T or a cactus. Inhale. And exhale, easy twist. Drop your knees over to the left. You can keep your gaze neutral or gaze over your right shoulder to twist your neck. Feel free to slide a block or a blanket between your knees to support any space between them or underneath your bottom knee. Use your next inhale breath to bring your knees back to neutral. And then exhale, easy twist, drop your knees over to the right. Option to pivot your gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, bring your knees back to neutral. Hug them into your chest once more. Then exhale, happy baby. Bring your knees wider than your torso. You can reach for knees, ankles, or feet. Might feel good to find a side-to-side sway. Now hug your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Inhale. And exhale, Shavasana. Stretch out. Feel free to use the props around you for comfort or warmth. And then surrender completely. I'll guide you out in just a few moments. Start to wiggle out your fingers and your toes. And circle out your wrists and your ankles. Option for a full body stretch. Option to bend your knees and roll over to your favorite side into the fetal position. Check in, notice the parts of your body that feel stretched, nourished. And when you're ready, you can push yourself back up to a nice, tall, comfortable seat of your choice. Once you feel situated, bring your hands in a prayer position in front of your heart space. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today.